Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Growers Careers. My Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Growers Careers. My name is Mohammad Azhar and today I'm going to teach you long-term capital gain. What? Long-term capital gain? Long-term capital gain in tax management. So in the previous class we discussed short-term capital gain. Today I'll teach you one or two problems on short-term capital gain. So what we do in capital gain? In capital gain we find out any profit or gain by an assessee due to transfer or sale of any property, right? So there are two types of assets, that is, one is capital asset, another one is financial asset. So again there are two types of long-term capital gain and short-term capital gain. Any capital asset held by an assessee for more than 36 months is long-term gain. Any capital asset held less than 36 months by an assessee is considered as short-term capital gain. So similarly with financial assets, any financial asset held for more than 12 months by an assessee is a long-term capital gain, and any asset held by an assessee, any financial asset held by an assessee for less than 12 months will be short-term capital gain. So in the previous class we discussed a problem on short-term capital gain. So today I'll teach you how to solve problems on long-term capital gain. Please take down the first question. Mr. X bought a residential house property in May 2004 for rupees 2,34,000. He renovated the property in 2008-2009 at a cost of rupees 3,21,000, and the property was sold for rupees 29 lakh in November 2018 with a brokerage of 2%. Another residential house property was bought in February 2018 for rupees 6,60,000 with a brokerage of 2.5%. Compute the taxable capital gain for the assessment year 2019-20. So they have given the CII, that is the cost inflation index. For 2004 and 2005 it is 113, 2008-2009 137, 2018-2019 is 280. So let's solve the problem now. So let us see what is the given data. The data given in the problem. So they have said Mr. Vinay bought a residential house property in, bought means purchased, right? Purchased in May 2008 for rupees 2,34,000, and he renovated the property. Renovated means improvement in which year? 2008 9 for rupees 3,21,000. Okay, and he sold the property, and now he sold the property for rupees 29 lakh in November 2018, right? And when he sold this property he incurred some commission in the form of brokerage. So when he sold it, so he had a brokerage of 2%, right? So this is all about the first property, first residential house. Now another residential house property was bought. So this is the second, another So another house property was purchased in February 2018 for rupees 6,60,000, and when he purchased that property, he incurred brokerage of 2.5%. Now what else they have given in the question? They have given the cost inflation index, CII, for 2004-5. It is 113. 2008-9, 137. 2018-19, 280. So this is a question paper problem. Please have a look very carefully. So this is the given data. So what first thing we have to understand is this a capital asset or a financial asset? So house property is a capital asset. So now we have found out that it is a capital asset. Now we should see whether it is a long-term capital asset or a short-term capital asset, right? So how do we find out? Any asset held by an SSC for more than 36 months will be long-term capital asset. Any asset held by an SSC for less than 36 months will be short-term capital asset. So now how do we calculate whether it is a long-term asset or a short-term capital asset? So it is very easy to find out the duration. So from the date of purchase of previous, that is first property, first house, to the date of sale of that house. Okay, so from the date of purchase of one house to the date of sale of the same house. So when did he purchase? In May 2008. And when did he sell? Sold in November 2018. So from 2008 to 2018, it's almost 10 years. So hence he has held the property for more than 36 months, right? So this will be considered as a long-term capital asset. So now we have found out it is a capital asset and a long-term capital asset. Let's go to the problem. Please draw the table, particulars, amount, and amount column. So please draw the amount columns. So we know the format: sales minus sales expenses. We get net sales consideration minus index cost of acquisition minus index cost of improvement. So we get long-term capital gain minus exemptions. So we get taxable long-term capital gain. So first is sales. So what is sales here? He sold, look at that problem. He sold the property for rupees 29 lakhs. So this is the sales consideration. Sales consideration is how much? Rupees 29 lakh. So has he incurred any sales expenses? Yes, he has incurred brokerage of 2%, right? 2% on what? On the sales amount, that is 29 lakh into 2%. So we get 58,000. 58,000. Now deduct 58,000 from 29 lakh. We get 28 lakh 42,000. So this is considered as the net sales consideration. All right. So now minus index cost of acquisition. So what is the formula? Cost of acquisition into CII for the year of sales divided by CII for the year of purchase. So what is the cost of acquisition? What is cost of acquisition? It is nothing but the purchase amount. So what is the purchase amount of the first property? Okay, of the first property only. He bought a residential house property in May 2004 for rupees 2,34,000. 2,34,000. This is the purchase amount. Now CII for the year of sales. So now you have to see. So in which year has he sold his property? In 2018. And in which year has he purchased that first property? In 2004. Now check the CII values given in the question. So for 2018-19, the CII value is 280, and 2004 the purchase year, that is 45113. So now implement these values in the formula. So CII for the year sales, that is for 2018 the CII value is 280 divided by CII for the year of purchase. In which year purchase? 2004, that is 113. Now if you simplify this, we get the answer of 5,79,823. So similarly, now calculate the cost of improvement, index cost of improvement. So the formula will be COI into CII sales divided by CII for the year purchase. Right. So cost of improvement, has he done any improvement for that property? He renovated the property in 2018-19. So the purchase value will be 2018-19 here. Sale value remains same again for 2018-19. So he renovated the purchase will be 2018-9. So purchase in the sense the renovation time, the renovation year. In 2008-9 at a cost of rupees 3,21,000. So COI value will be 3,21,000. Okay. So now if you implement the formula, cost of improvement, the value is 3,21,000 into CII for the year of sales, that is 280, divided by CII for the year purchase. Here purchase means, in this formula for cost of improvement, purchase will be the year of renovation, that is 2008-9 divided by 2008-9 means 137. Right. So now if you simplify, we will get the answer of 6,56,050. Now add both cost of acquisition and cost of improvement, that is 5,79,823 plus 6,56,058. We get 12,35,881. So this will be our long-term capital gain. Now if you see the question, he has purchased another residential house property. So he has purchased another residential house property with a brokerage of 2.5% in February 2008. So when did he sell his property? In 2018-19, and in that sales amount he has purchased he has purchased another house property. So he has purchased another house property in the year 2018-19. So they have not asked us to calculate this separately. They are telling us he had a house property. He purchased a house property in the year 2004. Then he renovated it and he sold it. And now he has purchased another house property. So when he purchases another house property in the year or within 3 years of the year of sale, from the year of sale, so if he purchases, if the assessee purchases a new house property within 3 years of the sale year, so that will be considered as a exemption, under section 54F. Exemption under section. So exemption is nothing but whatever amount is exempted, so he need not pay the tax for that amount. Okay, so what is the purchase amount? Purchase of new house property, that is rupees 6,60,000. So has he incurred any brokerage on that? Yes, plus 2.5% brokerage, right? So it is 6,60,000 into 2.5 by 100. So we get 16,500. So if you add purchase amount and brokerage amount, so the new house property has costed rupees 6,76,500 to Mr. X. Alright. So now, as I said, this is the exemption amount. So now the long-term capital gain of Mr. X is 12,35,881. So now what the Income Tax Act is telling is he has an exemption of 6,76,500 because he purchased this new property within the 3 years of sale of his previous property. So now we have to deduct 6,76,000 in 12,35,000. So we get 9,29,619. So this will be total taxable. So total taxable capital gain for Mr. X. So I'll tell you one more time. So he had a property. So Mr. X had a property. So then he renovated the same, and after renovation, after a few years, he sold the property, right? So after selling his property, so in that year, from the sale year to the next 3 years, if he purchases another property, the Income Tax Act will give some exemption. Whatever the amount of purchase will be his exemption. So before that he had to pay tax for 12,35,881. So now government said, so no need to pay tax for the purchase of new property. So he got an exemption of 6,76,500. So now he has to pay tax for total taxable capital gain will be 9,29,619. I hope you have understood this problem. If not, if you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment section. Thank you.